Hi folks, well I'm sure if you've been watching our Mo Star Mind competition, which has been run in conjunction with Montrose Community Trust, you'll have seen that one of the things that the Trust is currently offering is a befriending call service. So I'm sure a lot of you'll be feeling the same way that I am at the moment, that today should have been our final game of the season, and we were all looking forward to hopefully celebrating playoffs, promotion, who knows. But I thought I would take the opportunity to have a go at the befriending call, take up that service, and see who it is on the other end that I'm going to get a chance to talk about the season with. I think, knowing my luck, I'll probably end up with Logan, and he'll just spend all his time moaning about the fact I'm the only teacher that ever gave him a punishment exercise. But we'll wait and see who I get. So hopefully there'll be somebody joining me soon. Normally, of course, this would be done over the phone, whereas we're trying it with video today. Oh, God. You're sideways. You've got your phone lock on or something. Well, here's me. I get the main man.
Was that the chairman?
It depends who you speak to, I suppose. Oh, yeah, this is great, mate. Lovely to see you. How are you getting on?
I'm doing very well. Staying healthy, that's the main thing.
Yeah. So obviously you volunteered to do this for the Trust today.
Yes.
You had a chance to actually call anybody else?
I have. I've been on the phone to a few of our fans, which some of them have been going to links back before I was born, which has been fantastic to catch up with 2 or 3 of them, and they're still wanting to donate money into the fund as well, which is just terrific. So it's been it's been great to catch up with 2 or 3 of them. I know other guys have been doing that as well, which I think is a fantastic initiative from us.
Oh, are you talking about the other players have stepped up and volunteered for this as well?
I believe, yeah. See, I've not had any contact with the guys, but I believe so. So it's a great thing that the guys are doing, just to stay in touch with supporters, which is fantastic, because we're all still hoping that we'll be playing sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you had a chance to see any of the Mo Star Mind competition stuff yet?
I've seen 1 or 2. I haven't caught up on them all yet because I'm not on Facebook. So, but I will catch up on them all. I'm very surprised at who's in front at the moment. That's for sure.
Let him say.
I wouldn't have thought that a goalkeeper of all people to be clever and anything else. Either that or lucky. But no, it's great. It's great, and it's again just another way the guys keep in touch with supporters to an extent, and they can see that we're all in the same boat, I guess, as the supporters. We're not any different to the guys that are coming to watch us. So it's again, I think it's great that we're doing that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, I've loved doing Mo Star Mind. It's been great fun, and it is a connection still between the players, myself, and the rest of the fans. But obviously, I've mentioned a lot about the Trust and the work they've been doing. I mean, it's been unbelievable what these guys have been up to.
It's ludicrous what they do, what Peter and the guys do for the community in Montrose, and it's unique what they do. And obviously, they were rewarded last year for that with an unbelievable reward for a club our size. But no, it's great. And if it's helping one person or 100 or 1,000, then it's all worthwhile. So they do a terrific job, and it just shows what a part of the family they are, and a very important part of that.
Yeah, I mean, that is the reality. I just can't imagine Montrose without the community trust in it. They've made such a big impact in such a small space of time.
No, definitely. Also, I think when you look at from our youth teams to our first team to the community trust, we're all part of one big thing, and it's to bring smiles and joy to Montrose, and we're certainly, the trust are a massive part of that.
I've just realised I'm actually using a Hibernian cup. Hibs mug I'll be getting slated by every Hearts fan that's out there.
Who's that on the front of it?
It was Paul Hanlon's testimonial. I got invited to do in Edinburgh, and that was one of the things you got handed.
There you go.
There you are, Kenny Caithness. You'll be delighted to see me using this.
You maybe get a Terry Masson one.
I really should. In fact, when you think about it, what a shame for him, to be in such a big year like this, and this happen. I assume we're going to do something for him as soon as we get back playing.
Yeah, that'll all be taken care of, no doubt. But ultimately, there's bigger things at the moment. But yes, that'll all be taken care of in the future.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the plan for me today, when I was doing this befriending call, was to speak about our season and how it had been going and everything. And I suppose there's nobody better to speak to than yourself about it.
Well, I'm sure some will have opinions on it right enough.
I mean, what we would normally do, like last home game of the season or something like that, is, I would ask you, right, where did you think at the beginning of the season would be? Where did you want? What was your target for the boys? So
the target's always the same as it has been since we come in. The target was 8th, and then anything after that was I'm not saying a bonus, but that's initially that's your target, is to remain in the division. And we don't change from that at all. I think when you start to change from that is when you realise that you do have a real chance. Obviously, we've been a slow start. But yeah, then when you get to the safety mark, then you can start seeing where you can get to. And we don't diverse from that, Ross. We haven't done that for the 3 years I've been at the club, and that won't change. Ultimately, you want to be a solid first division team first and foremost, so you certainly got to walk before you can run. So that's a big thing for me, is just to retain status for a few years, kind of thing. Who knows what's going to happen now with reconstruction? But yeah, certainly you want to be a solid first division team, and then as you build momentum, build your squad, then you look at possibly looking at push after that. But no, certainly that was the key, was 7th or 8th. Hopefully be a comfortable 7th or 8th without having to worry going into the last few games that you could be relegated in the playoffs. So the guys certainly achieved that again. Yeah,
I mean, you mentioned our start there, and I remember, I think it was East Fife, and we didn't have a hospitality that day for some reason, so we were in the Claridge, and obviously we'd had our interview after the game, and at that point, that was the 6th game on the bounce, that we'd lost.
Yeah.
Bottom of the league. And my memory, the thing that I'll take away from that, was that at the end of the interview, after everything that had been said, everything that's going on, I did genuinely believe that you knew we were going to get out of that this was not a fair reflection of the team that we had. I mean, was that the confidence that you had? Because
it certainly was. I thought during the run of games that we were unlocking a lot of the games. We lost by the odd goal in certain games throughout that, and we weren't getting any breaks in front of goal. I guess things were going against us, but ultimately you make your own luck as well. And we weren't playing well enough. We knew that, but we had a meeting, I think, after that game. Called a meeting with the boys, and Ross did a thing on does very well, kind of it was an interactive game with all the boys, and what we can do better, and not just players, what coaches can do better. So I think it was a reflection on all ourselves and see if we could improve on anything that we thought we could tweak it. And there wasn't much, if I'm being honest. And you've just got to have confidence in the guys, the full backing of John and the rest of the board. Which is great as well. There was never ever an issue that you need to start getting results or anything like that. That's never been the case at all with John and the rest of the directors. So from that perspective, there was no pressure on us. You just got to believe in the guys. It's something we might look at going forward, because that's probably the last 2 seasons started slow. So we might have a look at that and see if we can tweak anything going into the season, do something maybe slightly different whenever we get going again. But no, we certainly don't lack confidence in the players' ability. They're here for a reason. They've been here for 3 years now, quite a lot of them. So it was always a case of that we felt we could turn it around. We probably had to freshen it a little bit. We brought in the loan players pretty quickly at that stage because we just needed a wee kick. Joe came in, Cammy, Senna and Sean all came in pretty quickly on the back of that, and it certainly helped give us a little kickstart and the freshness that the squad probably needed at that stage, and to take pressure off players as well. Sometimes when you're not playing well, sometimes the last thing you want to do is keep going back in. I remember when I was at Dunfermline, I went 19 games without scoring when they signed me. So I know exactly how it can feel when things aren't going your way and you're under a bit of pressure. So we managed to try and take as much pressure off the guys as we could, and then obviously the rest history, as I say, the turnaround was remarkable from Game 7 onwards. After I think it was a Forfar defeat, which again. That might have been a game after that. We played Forfar and we absolutely, for me, we battered them first half and went in 1-1, and we were playing in a gale force wind at that stage. And we somehow come away and lost that game. And you're thinking, how can you lose that? But yeah, that's part and parcel of the game, and it makes you stronger. And I guess from a manager and a coach's perspective, you then look at yourself more and analyse defeats better than you do victories, because then you can see where you've gone wrong. You know, paper over the cracks. So yeah, we tweaked a few things, but nothing major. And the guys' response was outstanding going in after that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the game where there was that change was, I think it was Peterhead, and
yes.
I don't know what your thoughts were on it, but of course at half time everybody's going in, Boyd, it's 3-1, this is fantastic. And of course, within the space of 5 minutes, it's 3-3. And I mean, it was such an important game that for us to win in the end.
Oh yeah, I think that's the one where it's 3-1, you're cruising, and then it's 3-0. Then you're thinking, I'm going to get a phone call from the chairman in the morning here for a meeting.
And it's not a place. It's no befriending call.
Yeah. Can you come and see me? Here we go. No, so you're thinking, gee, here we go. But again, it's just down to the testament and the character of the squad. The bounce back from 3-3, and Webby scores a terrific goal. We actually scored a few good goals that day. I remember Paul Watson scoring. I think Webby scored 2 that day, didn't he? And Paul scored. So goals that would fit to win any game. To score 3 in the one game and just get over the line 4-3. But yeah, it's a massive thing to get your first win. Even your first point, we're down at Stranraer and you get a point, you're thinking, we'll take that, we're off the mark. But then the longer it goes waiting on that first win, the harder it gets. And you could see that the confidence went a little bit when it went to 3-3. But after that, they dug deep and managed to go and get a victory. And then, as I say, they kicked on after that and they were terrific. But yeah, it was certainly at 3-1, you're thinking we should go on and win this comfortably, and all of a sudden it's 3-3. I think Peterhead might have had a couple of half chances on the back of the 3-3 as well. So yeah, you're sitting up in the stand thinking, oh, here we go. But fortunately enough, it worked out, and the same way he cuts inside and hits one in the corner, which was great. And then the relief at the end when the boys have got their win. There's no question that, because it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're Montrose or you're Man United or Man City or whatever, you want to get that first win of the season as quickly as you can, and to go the length that we went. I think that was game number 8, I think, before we got a first win is a long time. And it just tells you all about the characters and what the belief I have in the guys that are at the club.
Well, I mean, like you've said there, that was game 8. So game 8, we're still bottom at that point, but at least we got our first win. And you look at when we finished, when we stopped there, and we had that Stranraer game taking us into 4th place. 8 games to go. 8 games to go. 6 points between ourselves and Wraith. I mean, do you think we had a real good chance of having a go at these guys?
Yes, I certainly do. I think we played Wraith 3 times. Obviously, we played Falkirk 3 times. No point during these games did I really feel that we were getting a battering, if you could call it that. I thought maybe the Falkirk game, when they went 2-0 up, they would look really comfortable and had a couple of chances that they could have went 3-0 up. That was the game at Links Park. The 2 games against Falkirk down there, I felt we were very unfortunate not to ending out the games. Wraith Rovers away from home again. Lost the 2 games, probably deserved to lose the first game. Had a right go at them in the second game, coming back from, I think it was 4-0 down, we'll come back to 4-3, or 3-0 down, back to 3-2 anyway. And then, as I say, the Wraith game at home, I think even John said to me, I can't believe how they got out of that game and won it. So we felt we could certainly compete with them. I wouldn't disregard East Fife for Airdrie as well, because they were still right in it as well. Everybody just pointed to a 2-horse race, but we certainly felt that gathering momentum, just getting into beating Stranraer and going into that last quarter as such, that we'll have a chance. There's no doubt about that. I'm confident in what Stuart does with them during the season. McFarlane, the fitness levels are incredible going into the last quarter. Have been the last 2 years. So this year was no different. Our squad was basically full, no injuries going into it. Nobody on the crest of suspension either. Even Terry had a few bookings left, which is unusual in Paul. So that was a bonus for us. So we were ready to go and have a tilt at it. Where I guess from that perspective, you're almost kind of secured into top 5, Ross, with Dumbarton maybe pushing to try and come into that, but there was a wee gap there. But certainly we didn't have to worry about the other end of the scale being 9th or 10th. So it was a case of going and trying winning football matches, which we try and do anyway. It doesn't matter who we're playing, we'll go and try and win the game. So it was. We felt we had a chance. We might have went and lost for the next 3 games and we had no chance, but we might have went and won the next 3, and all of a sudden you've got Falkirk and Wraith at home, which would have been big games for us. But again, you know myself, I take it, it's not a case of looking at games, 5 games in front, it's looking at the next game. So it was, we certainly were going in good spirits, confident. Guys were buzzing, fitness levels were great. As I say, we didn't have any major injury worries at all. Whether that might have changed, I think we all know what football could be like. 90 minutes, you could lose 2 or 3 players. So, so it was straight from that point of view, I guess. But no, again, it's just testament to the guys to go from where they were after game 8 to where they were game 28, or something like that. So it's an amazing achievement what they had.
I mean, you look at the season, is there any game in particular that you would want back and try something different?
Probably one of the ones that we probably tactically went wrong was Wraith Rovers away. The first game was 0-0, and I felt really comfortable, and we changed our shape. And then 10 minutes later, we're 3-0 down. we actually went to try and win the game at that stage and went to 2 up front rather than the way we were playing. And we changed from the way we were to, and it didn't work. But a lot of the games, there's fine lines and margins if you make me tweaks here and tweaks here. But that was one that probably after, and I said that to the boys, we apologised, but we shouldn't have changed the shape because we went on to lose the game 3-0. But there's certainly games you'd won back that you think you could have maybe not seen do things differently. Falkirk at home, for instance, that we get to 2-2, and for me, there's only one team going to win it, and then all of a sudden we go from being up the park to conceding a corner and losing a goal in the 92nd or 93rd minute. So, but then that flips around. I think it's the following week against Forfar, we score in the 93rd minute with Andy Steeves. So, so that's what football does, and that's why we all love the game. I guess that it's unpredictability and that things can happen either in the first minute or the last minute. Yeah,
I mean, you mentioned it. You say love the game, and like myself and so many other folk, you always knew that football and the Saturday was a big thing, but I don't think you really fully appreciated how big a part of your life it actually is.
Oh, God, there's no doubt about that. It's even from training on the Thursday night with the boys. That's when the buzz starts really for the Saturday game, and then that's all you're thinking about. Wake up Friday and you're buzzing to go to work because you know fine well there's a game on Saturday. So no different to anybody else that that we certainly miss it. You miss debating about it, about with your mates, when you maybe have a beer on a Sunday watching the Premier League or whatever you're watching, and it's a massive part of people's lives. But ultimately, there's bigger battles at this moment in time that we're fighting. But yeah, it is a huge part of it. There's no question of that. I'm sure don't know what they're talking about now at work on a Monday morning, but it'll not be football at this moment in time.
No, I think yeah. I mean, I think a lot. For me, I'll certainly appreciate an awful lot more things that I just simply took for granted. And I'm really I can't wait. I can't wait to get back to my work and actually be interacting with pupils again. Rather than do it through Zoom. I mean, you must be missing the boys, that type of thing.
Oh, there's no question. I managed to catch up with some of the staff the other night. There were a wee quiz. Caught up with some of the directors during the week there as well, which was great. But there's no doubt that we're all looking forward to that, and that's not just in football terms. I think it's in general terms. We're all can't wait for things to go back to some kind of normality. I'm sure there'll be a lot of things change work-wise, because people are doing things differently than what they did before. So there'll be certainly some things that are better when we come out of this. The way people conduct themselves or go about their work and things like that. And but you miss the banter. There's no doubt about that. Football dressing rooms are unique for that, especially when you're a player, not so much the manager, because usually it's the manager that's getting the piss ripped out of him, if I'm allowed to say that. Certainly the brunt of the jokes, but you miss all that. There's no question of that, and it's a camaraderie and the togetherness that we have from, I keep saying it, from a board level down to Ronnie, to you guys. So we'll have something unique. There's no doubt about that.
Who's the biggest character in the changing room then? Who's the main one?
You've got a few in there, depending what you're looking for. You've got Paul Watson, Yano, wee Cammy Valentine. There's a few of them that are lively and have always got something to say. And there's other ones where they're slightly different. But I think what we try and do is when we're signing players, we make sure we're signing players that I think is the right character. So that's a big thing for me when we're looking at players. We try and do your due diligence on people that will fit in your changing room. So sometimes it doesn't work out, but you try and do as best you can. If it's not going to work out football-wise for them, then sometimes that's the case. Every club's not the perfect fit for every player, but the boys are good. They certainly give it to each other. There's no question of that. A few of them are a bit quieter, so they'll get a bit more stick than others, but they've just got to fight their corner, as they say, as such. But no, it's great. It's great when you go in and the boys are getting fired into each other. But there's no real malice in it, I must admit. I've been a long time at the club now, and I've never had to split up anything, which is unusual. Which has been unusual. You let them sort it out themselves a little bit, but there's never anything come to the stage where I've had to pull players in or anything like that, which is great, because I don't think there'll be many managers in a 3-year spell that haven't had to deal with certain individuals who haven't got on, because ultimately we've got 20 grown men, and I'm sure in your line of work you don't go on every other member of your staff. So
no, that's life.
We're very fortunate in the fact that the guys have always got on since we've been at the club. So the banter's usually friendly and it's good. And I can't wait to look forward to them ripping piss at each other again shortly.
Yeah, I suppose that shows you just how important that side is in terms of what then happens on the pitch as well. That camaraderie and the togetherness and the one being one.
With a shadow of doubt, you see that when they have their nights out, or that they're all at it. Very rarely do you have any people who don't go to them. The only one that didn't go to anything was Big Sanny, but Big Sanny, I don't think really went to his own wedding, never mind anything else. So he just didn't go that, but he's still part of it. But yeah, the guys have got a togetherness about them that is second to none, and some clubs have it, some clubs don't. I've been at clubs where it's maybe not been like that. But even going away to Benidorm or winning the league, and you've got everybody there apart from two. Jordan Miller couldn't manage, and Big Sanny obviously he doesn't go. Everybody else was there, which was fantastic to have that, and that's where even I felt when I played at Dunfermline, you find a lot out about yourself and your teammates away from the pitch or the football or the training pitch when you're actually out on a night out. Maybe a guy having a couple of drinks who's a bit more confident than he usually is when he's not having a drink. But yeah, there's no doubt about that. We certainly try and look at, as I say, we do our due diligence on who we bring into the football club, and they need to be able to play as well, not just be a funny guy. It's not just because they're a comedian that they come to the club, but they're coming for a reason. But yeah. So we try and make sure that they're of the right character and they'll fit in, and the vast majority have done that. And the boys have a great spirit about them, and a togetherness that's unique for me, and it goes a long way. It definitely goes a long way. You see when we're celebrating goals, they're all at it. They're all in it, and it's not just a case of being any individuals, and probably that spreads across when you see that as a team that's competed at the top of the leagues these last 2 or 3 years, that we've not had a striker that's run away and scored 25, 30 goals. The goals are spread right across the board, which again tells you all about that it's more a team thing than any one individual that we rely on scoring 25, 30 goals for us.
Yeah. And in fact, I'm going to ask about our fans as well, because our fans have always been great, but at this time, the amount they're prepared to do to keep our club alive, I mean, these guys just been tremendous, the work they've been doing as well.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Give me 1 second, Ross.
Yep. I've got a funny feeling this may be a dog of some sort. If you watch The Most Our Mind, you'll know that dogs can occasionally come in and cause chaos.
There's a certain guy needing out for the toilet there, so I don't want to clean up the carpet.
It's not your dad, is it?
He's not allowed out for the toilet. He's got to stay in the house. But no, the fans are unbelievable, and ultimately we're, as players and managers and coaches, we're only here for a short period. These are the guys that keep your club going. It's not myself or a Graham Webster or a Paul Watson or a Ross Campbell that the club will survive. The club will survive, and the simple reason is that there are people behind the scenes working tirelessly for the football club, and they have these dedicated supporters that we have, and it just shows you whatever it takes. The fund that they've created and what they've put into it is just phenomenal. So it'd be great to give them something back and get on the pitch and score some goals, and maybe have some bad performances that they can talk about as well. But yeah, we're certainly looking forward to seeing them all again. As I say, hopefully it's sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. We're still in this situation where we're not entirely sure what it is that we're going to go back to.
No, not at all. I think it's still we're now just losing track of the weeks that we're in lockdown, but certainly there's still a lot to go, and making sure that your family, friends, and that we're staying safe, and then everything will take care of itself after that. You hear a lot of talk about the Premier League in England and other leagues across Europe. I know we've had clarification now on that our league's finished. So, but I guess from a football perspective, by now we'd have had our pre-season games lined up. We'd had our pre-season training sessions all done and dusted. We've not done anything, and you can't do anything until such times as that. We've got players out of contract that we spoke to. We've got obviously you're looking at recruitment for next season. You'd have been well ahead on that as well at this moment in time, identifying areas of the pitch and players. Maybe not areas that need to strengthen anyway, but you'd be identifying players that could go and fill the voids. And I guess at this moment in time that it's all irrelevant. This moment in time has been healthy, and it's all been here come 2021. That's the big thing just now. It's not football will take care of itself, as I say, with the people who have at the football club, from directors and supporters to people like yourself, Anne, and that work tirelessly at the club. The club will be fine. As I say, we're just a small part of it that's travelling through the history of the club, I guess, and hopefully we can bring a bit of success and a smile at people's faces. But hopefully we'll do that shortly.
Yeah. Whatever the future may bring, the reality is we'll all be trying our best to make sure that our club does the best it possibly can.
Without a doubt, I think you're right. You do then appreciate it a lot more when we go back. Well, maybe not get stick from the stands for about 20 minutes. Go back.
No, this is real wishful thinking now.
It'll be interesting to see fans' reaction for the first few games across the board. Never mind Montrose, to see how long it takes before the frustration kicks in.
Fall back into the old way.
You'll maybe actually see fans clapping for a goal at either end. You never know.
Do you know what? You never know.
Yeah, that was a good goal. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what everybody's reaction is, not just from a manager or a player's perspective, but a fan's perspective of everything. I'm sure we'll be back in the old ways sooner rather than later when the games start coming round. And as I say, we're all hopeful of that happening pretty soon. But as I say, at this moment in time, there's other things to concern ourselves with and do things right so we can get back playing as soon as we can. But ultimately, it needs to be on the guidance of the professional people that are guiding the country, from politicians to these scientists that we're all they're doing a terrific job. So hopefully in time we'll all be safe and we can get back out and do things normal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, sure. Thanks very much for volunteering today for the trust to be my befriending call. It's been great. I would love to talk to you more, but I've got my lunch to make, mate.
Oh yeah. What was it? On and off.
Well, thanks very much. I was actually going to make a spicy cauliflower cheese dish. Actually, thank you. I'll send a photograph of it when I get
that. That one of the 3-minute ones from Asda.
No, Ottolenghi, I think his name is, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm not sure.
Good stuff.
Right, okay, look. Take care of yourself. Lovely to see you, mate.
Good,
Be good.
Good, guys. Bye.